Stops in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Saturday night. This is Cryptids and Conspiracies. Thank you all for coming. And I need to bring on before we start our topic of the evening. Let me see who am I gonna bring on first? Let me see. Let me get in the order of just kidding. All right. First guy is this one.
If it's no Scottish, it's crap!
Hello everybody, how you all doing? I just thought I'd show you my little fish there.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
It's not a megalodon. You just have to settle for a great white there. So
yeah, there you go. Close enough. Anyway, all right. So let me bring on the next guy. Let me go with this guy.
Truly exceptional. And he had one thing you haven't got.
What's that, sir?
A great big bushy beard. Come on.
I'm going to shave my beard and make your intro redundant, just to mess with you.
Yeah. Well, I just won't play it. If I see you show it without a beard. So you know,
You just
problem solved. There we go.
You just superimposed had. He had.
All right.
yeah.
There you go. Past tense. We're in past tense here. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So let me. Actually, I went to goatee, so I kind of like. You know, officially, I'm. It's a beard, but it's slightly modified. Anyway, yours grows in like a mother because you were completely shaved like 4 months ago. I mean, gone. But anyway. Some people have it, some people don't. I don't know.
I guess so.
I guess we got to bring the last guy on.
I'm going to wait for it to get this long, and then I'm going to shave it and glue it to my head.
Sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
That's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that.
Hello, everybody.
Greetings.
How's it going, John?
Good. I can't complain.
We finally got you connected in, and which is great. So,
yeah, there's a storm over here, and I think it's just messing with everybody's internet connections.
Gotcha. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
maybe.
We got
That's a possibility. I got some soccer playing Hispanics that are probably draining off my my internet. That's my theory. Anyway, they're probably watching soccer
never
matches
know.
over there. Anyway, thank y'all for coming tonight. I never know. I might be getting a little stereotypical, but I think the chances are very good because they do love their soccer. I would say that. Alrighty.
it's football.
So we got Mr. Brimstone
For-
saying
for
simple
me it
answer
is.
yes. It's football. Sorry,
Football.
football. There we go.
For me, it is. It's football
Anyway,
or footy.
so got Not Brian. Evening all. Hey. Welcome,
Not
Not Brian. Zach 10 says, hell y'all. Hope the Meg doesn't get you. We are hoping that too. And okay. What was this follow-up comment? Daily Moderator Han and Chewy were pretty thuggish early on. Yes, they were.
They were,
They were
yes.
very shady. Very shady indeed. Yeah. And got Mr. Marylebone here, our Merrily Horses. Hi. Welcome, Marley.
All right. Hello.
And one last little thing. Laya, I think, or Lila.
Hello.
Lila. To S2U. Okay. Hi. Good to see you. Got a few new faces tonight. So, alrighty. So the way this works, since we have so many people who are new tonight, hold on a second. British were the ones that call it association football or soccer for short. Okay, there you go. And blame the British. Blame the British. We'll do that. Anyway.
I didn't know that, and I live here.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about we haven't talked about a cryptid in a while. So tonight we decided to go in on the mega shark, the gigantic, biggest predator of the seas, supposedly back in one of the earlier eras, according to evolutionary theory.
I'm surprised
in
we never
the,
thought of it quicker. I'm surprised we didn't think of it sooner, actually, to be honest.
Fossil record. So, gentlemen, any what do you think about the Megalodon before we get started here?
Well, I'm surprised we didn't think of it sooner. It's been talked about for a long time. It's always interesting. Lots of different theories about it.
It's funny that this is the topic because I just happened to do a lot of research on it this week. I just read the official government report.
Yeah, I was surprised at how popular it is.
Oh,
Really?
Mike S. Miller. He
there you go.
a big stack of comics. So this is, and it's just funny. I just read it like a couple of days ago. And
Was that
so this is a factual document about okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
nice. Nice.
What?
Maybe I should have watched the movie then.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's the comic
All right.
version
Well,
of
what do you?
comic book
Right,
version
right,
of the
right.
novel that I think is the novel is based on the movie. I forget which came first.
Nice.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Peter
your word for
Benchley. I believe his novel was first or something. No, it wasn't Peter
Oh.
Benchley. It was somebody else. It's like I don't think it was Peter Benchley. Yeah, but it's like somebody similar. Perused the novel once upon a time, but I didn't purchase it. What do you know, Wookie? What are you thinking starting out before we look at anything?
Back when I used to live in San Diego, I'd frequent SeaWorld quite a bit. Back when it was cheap and actually had the shows and stuff. At the end of the shark, there's a people mover type deal where you go through underneath these shark tank, and there's all kinds of different sharks in there. At the very end, as you're going out, there's this huge depiction of a quote unquote megalodon jaw based
Cool.
upon tooth size, and then they had a tooth or two that was in a built into the wall was an actual fossil of the shark, and then they had this big thing so that you could take pictures inside the jaws, and but they based the size on the teeth, and this tooth was like this freaking big. It's huge. So that was kind of my first ever my life experience with looking at something like that. Then of course recently on YouTube, all the AI stuff is out, the slop, and so they have all these creators making this stuff on Megalodon, actual stories, but then they use the AI to generate pictures and things like that, AI generated voices, and so, but I found one.
I was careful to avoid that if I could.
Yeah,
it's hard to avoid, man.
It is hard to avoid.
It is now, yeah.
Yeah. Now, there was one that I ran into, was an actual mini documentary about an incident that happened like in 1960 something, like late 60s, to a fishing boat. And I forget I forget exactly where it was. It's an American place, so it's either the Grand Banks or someplace like that. I don't know. The guy was fishing, I think it was crabbing, actually, pods and stuff like that. And this particular gentleman liked to go for the deeper stuff, so he would go out to where they'd have the deeper stuff, cast out there, drop the pods, and or it wasn't crab. I think it was something else. I think it was a fish. It wasn't a crab, because they pulled up something when they were bringing in their net. That's what it was. They brought in this big ass freaking shark, dropped it on the deck.
I've got a few. Go ahead.
Yeah, they dropped this thing on the deck, and it bit through the freaking whatever the material that the thing was made out of, the netting. And one person on the ship, had an 8mm camera and was able to get 8 seconds of film of this thing flopping around, chomping, and finally rolled over and rolled off the side of the boat, almost tipped the freaking boat over. And the story that's the story. They never show it.
Gotcha.
The film, because they can't find it now, but it was developed by one of the crew members. But anyway, the captain from that day forward never went out any deeper than like maybe 400 to 500 feet, and that was it. He wouldn't go out to the deep stuff anymore. No, because of that, and he didn't talk about it. The ship captain. So I don't know how much validity that is, but it wasn't the AI slop ones we find all the time.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
All right. Hopefully we won't play that. Got a couple comments to catch up on over here. Let me see here. Okay. Biggest predator in the sea since Seville. Jimmy Savile.
boat.
I'm thinking it's Jimmy
Seville,
Savile who he's talking about. Fell out of the boat. Yeah, he was indeed a predator.
Yes.
And friends of. All right. Would Meg count as a real world kaiju? Yes, if it does indeed exist, it would definitely
Kaiju of the ocean.
count as a kaiju.
Yes.
All right. There you go. Okay. So let me play some sightings.
I was gonna say kaiju have to have legs.
We have 10. I'm going to have 10 sightings.
Oh,
here.
there you go. Yeah.
And go ahead.
I said kaiju have to have legs and walk on the land.
Oh.
I've never
Well,
seen
not necessarily. There was a few. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I think it's just massive, gigantic creature or whatever.
And they have to understand Japanese.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's true.
Understands Japanese.
All right. So there you go. All right. Let me play this first one.
Number 10. An unverified attack. Let's start things off not with an actual sighting, but with the possible outcome of a close encounter with a megalodon. A few years ago, a photo surfaced on the internet showing a beached whale. While seeing a beached whale is already strange and sad in itself, there is something that sets this event apart from the rest. The whale's entire tail is missing, and it looks like it's been bitten off by something large. The most compelling thing about the photo is that you can clearly see bite marks around where the tail should have been. Now, this is a 70-foot humpback whale, one of the largest animals in the oceans. Who could have done such a thing? Now, while it is true that orcas or killer whales have a habit of hunting and feeding on whales, it isn't known whether they can take on a whale of this size. Plus, experts believe that the tail was shorn off in one bite. The only animal with the size and strength to possibly do this is, you guessed it, the mighty Megalodon. Or maybe a sperm whale, but they got no reason to go after these guys.
I would just like
Well,
to
there
say
you
that
go.
the sperm whale is the most unfortunately named creature of all creation. Can't we change that poor guy's
Yeah, I
name?
don't know why they came up with that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that one, guys? Is that compelling?
Well,
Something
that's
did
it.
that thing.
I mean, they took
Something
its
had
tail
to
off
be
and
friggin' big to chomp that
found-
off with
only
one bite.
So, could,
Do we know
could
where
very well
Rosie
be.
O'Donnell was? on
Yeah.
that
Could
day?
very well be
Yeah.
a Meg.
Yeah,
No, we do not.
definitely have to be.
So
We don't. No, we don't. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go with sighting 2. Here we go.
Number 2. The Zane Grey sighting. Pearl Zane Grey was an American author and dentist best known for his popular adventure novels and stories associated with the Western genre in literature and the arts. He idealized the American frontier. Riders of the Purple Sage was his best-selling book. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. What does an award-winning novelist with a penchant for writing westerns have anything to do with megalodons? Well, he believes he actually saw one, or rather a shark too big to be, and to quote him, a harmless white shark. Strong words. In the novel Megalodon, Fact or Fiction, Rick Emmer writes that Gray claimed to have seen one of the man-eating monsters of the South Pacific, a shark much longer than his 30-40-foot boat. Apparently, the shark was yellow and green, with a square head, immense pectoral fins, and a few white spots. It does have to be stated that Gray himself didn't say that he thought what he saw was a megalodon. But what other shark could there be?
Yeah. Exactly. What kind of shark?
Okay, that one's more hearsay. That's not as compelling to me. I have to
You
admit.
know, a writer saw something. We
So,
all believe
okay.
writers.
Yeah, well. Oh, sure. We're the writers are the most,
Yeah. I still
believable
think
people.
I saw,
They
saw
definitely
space aliens
don't
in
make up
church one
stuff
day,
for a
you know?
living. Anyway, there you go. There you go. It's possible. It's possible. All right. Let's try 3.
Number 2. The Zane Grey sighting. Pearl Zane Grey was an American author and dentist best known for his popular adventure novels and stories associated with the Western genre in literature and the arts. He idealized the American frontier. Riders of the Purple Sage was his best-selling book. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. What does an award...
We know this.
Up on that one. So I'll move on to 4. Yep. Hold on. So when I was
Number 4. The Black Demon. The black demon shark is an enormous black shark whose territory is said to be just off the coast of Mexico's Baja California peninsula. In recent times, several local fishermen have reported seeing the black monstrosity. The black demon is said to be 20 to 60 feet long and weighing anywhere between 50 to 100,000 pounds. It is said to resemble a great white, but with very dark coloration and a truly monstrous tail. In 2009, the TV series Monster Quest dispatched a film crew to the Sea of Cortez to investigate the claims from American sport fisherman Eric Mack, who was sailing off the coast of Baja in July of 2008 when he encountered an unidentified creature that met the legend's description. The ocean-dwelling monstrosity, if it exists, has been suspected of being an oversized great white, perhaps with melanism, which is the development of dark-colored pigment in the skin, or the opposite of albinism. But of course, the more popular theory is that the supposedly extinct Megalodon still roams the coast of Baja. So, swimmers beware.
All right.
That's interesting, though. All kidding
Okay.
aside,
What you think of that one, gentlemen?
sometimes we see like a mutant in a real scientific use of the word, not a Marvel comic version of like you'll see like a bull with three horns or something like that, or a calf with two heads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then we think it's some sort of cryptid, which it's unexplained freak of nature, and then we never see it again because there was only one. That kind of stuff is so fascinating. I think that's what chupacabra sightings is maybe like a diseased animal or something like that, or some sort of misformed animal. And then you had that tiger that had hurt its paw in India and it killed 37 people because it couldn't go after its natural, that kind of stuff. So this could be some sort of, like you said, I never even thought of that before. A great white shark with melanism. I've never even heard that term before, but we all know albinism. Yep. That's pretty fascinating.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me somebody
like the right.
Like
they're talking about the Ghost in the Darkness, the Lions of Salvo. Remember that? Remember them?
I haven't seen that. So.
Well, it's more than a movie. It actually happened. These two lions.
Yeah.
Right.
These two juvenile lions hooked up and started. And killed like I don't know over 100 people.
Bunch of people. Yeah.
But they were like doing crazy shit. But they were doing crazy stuff like they were hunting in the middle of the night, which lions don't do. They were hunting in a pair, which lions don't do, and they were like making like cognitive choices that that very experienced hunters were like mystified by. They were like way more intelligent than they should have been, and
right.
And so that's something for another day.
Right.
Right. Have you heard a story? A long night dinosaur creature attacked 3 boys off the coast of Florida. No.
No.
We haven't heard that one.
I
We're trying
haven't
to
heard
stay. We're trying to stay on the Meg
It's
here.
Florida. You can't rule out Florida.
We'll look into that one later.
Yeah.
You can never rule out Florida. No.
Florida might have some
kidding.
kaijus.
Happy
swimming around
Easter,
over there.
Ward at War.
Happy Easter.
I don't know. I think Florida is a kaiju. That's my theory. Anyway. All right. Okay. All right. Let me go on number 5. Here we go.
Number 5. On a Mexican beach. Yet another piece of evidence that has divided millions. But if you're a staunch believer in the continued existence of the Megalodon, then this video footage will surely be enough for you. Footage emerged of a beach shark, reportedly in some beach in Mexico. While you could say that this could just be a great white shark, it definitely looks larger than anyone I've seen. And do you know what kind of shark whose size much closely resembles the Megalodon? I think we can all kind of, come to a conclusion on that one now. Of course, skeptics will always tell anybody who would listen that it's just a beach great white shark. But the fact is, there are no great whites that could even possibly reach that size. That's according to my research, at least. Then there are also people who would say that the size as reported was greatly exaggerated. But then again, video evidence doesn't lie. But as they say, no amount of evidence, no matter how convincing, is enough for skeptics. I guess someone will need to catch a Meg alive or at least capture footage of one in the wild. And speaking of footage...
There's no teeth!
Yeah. It's probably an old Megalodon, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
have its dentures.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's by far not a freaking vicious
Yeah,
shark
I mean,
that
you
doesn't
did-
have teeth.
Could that have been a whale shark?
Well,
Could have been. Yeah.
I
Right.
don't think so. It's too. Is it not too small?
There's another one called. There's another shark too that doesn't have teeth, and I forget. But its
The
mouth opens really
It was
big.
a
It
juvenile?
goes out the grill and stuff.
And it was a
basking shark.
it was a juvenile, but it was about
Okay.
the size of a great white.
That,
Yeah.
And so that's why people were thinking maybe it
Yeah.
might be a megalodon.
you've got,
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
you've got
Alrighty.
you've got the basking shark.
moving on to
basking
number
shark,
6.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Cruel.
Look at Lord
I'm saying
Zart's.
the basking shark is another. Basking shark's another one that doesn't have teeth.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. What was that, John?
Lord Zart has a good point. Sharks, their teeth never stop growing. If they lose teeth, they grow. So if a Megalodon is a great white shark, it never would have lost its teeth.
Okay. Alrighty. So that was pretty debunked. So let's go to number 6. There we go.
Number 6. The David Stead sighting. In 1918, the ichthyologist David Stead recorded a strange unease among the lobstermen of Port Stephens, Australia. Although their livelihoods depended on the sea, the men could not bring themselves to venture out to their favorite crayfish spot near Broughton Island for fear of what they had just seen. They had reported seeing a monstrous, ghostly white shark of such mind-boggling size that apparently no one could agree exactly how big the Leviathan was. The shark was big enough to swallow several lobster pots at least, but the size estimates Stead drew from the workers ranged from 115 feet to an absurd 300-foot minimum. This shark, which Stead believes to be of the White Death type, was a remnant of a very real species that sculled the seas for millions of years. Of course, I'm talking about the Megalodon. If Stead was right about his size estimates, there may still be a living Megalodon, or even a living population out there at sea. Although, I will admit that's a little absurdly big for a Megalodon, though.
All right. So that was more hearsay. So not very impressive.
That photograph looked more like a
All right.
whale shark.
Well, shark activity, loose teeth, and they actively lose teeth and grow them back. Okay.
Yeah.
I was so excited when
That's
that video
according to High
started. They
Lord.
said,
Looks like he's on.
when that video started, they said lobstermen, and then they just showed regular guys in raincoats. That was very disappointing. I wanted to see red lobster.
Oh, gotcha.
Look like a crab
Gotcha.
boat.
All right. So what's this one right here? Captain.
All right, Captain.
Popcorn. It's got the popcorn out. The captain does.
Popcorn. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what that was. All right.
So
Gotcha,
the picture.
gotcha. All right. So
Bunny, the
that was
picture-
6. Go ahead.
Bunny, the picture in that
Mhm.
from that angle and everything and the size reminds me of a whale shark because it has those ridges along the back that go down the side. The only difference is,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, that picture was it's all
Yeah.
the creature's all white and those
Okay.
Oh yeah.
the whale sharks aren't, they actually have spots
Yeah.
on them.
Mhm.
They do. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a dark and spotty sort of.
Yeah.
Well,
on
so-
top. Yeah.
So I guess we can pretty much agree that the only one so far that's been compelling is that first one, because something bit that
Oh yeah,
that
one
whale
bite.
in
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't a guppy, that's for sure.
yeah, the rest of them so far have been. Yep, the rest of them have kind of been iffy so far. Hopefully, this one will be a little bit more compelling. This one.
Let's see.
King Shark. Number 7. The Cape Town Photo. This piece of evidence caused both a sensation and an uproar, dividing mainstream scientists and those who are keeping an open mind. This very famous photo shows an extremely large fish swimming alongside German U-boats, reportedly taken just off the coast of Cape Town, South Africa during the height of World War II over in 1942. The photo even shows German sailors looking at the monstrous beast as it swims alongside the submarines. Using the length of the subs as a basis, the length of the fish, just from the dorsal fin to the tail, is a whopping 64 feet. Many have claimed that this is undeniable evidence that the Megalodon still exists today, or at least one was still alive in 1942. However, a lot also says that the photo was faked, and it was the Discovery Channel, the ones who showed the photo in the documentary about Megs, was behind it all. If the photo is proven to be true, it's definitely a game changer, and it would be enough to change minds of people who have been saying that the Megalodon is already extinct.
What do you think of that one, gentlemen?
That was pretty cool. But so was the photo altered or not? I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You know,
Well, I noticed when they stretched
That's
the
the only thing, isn't it?
photo,
There's
that it distorted the men, but the photo. Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't saying anything.
What?
Oh, well, Cruel was saying something. Oh, okay. All right. You start and then you stop and then you're like, oh, you gaslight me. Damn it. Makes me look bad, man. Cut it out. Anyway.
Wow, the beard makes you look bad.
All right. Let's. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, my friend.
No,
It's a trademark. It's a trademark. Anyway.
That one I was believing it.
Oh.
I'll say that one I was believing it until he said that the picture was stretched, and then I doubt what that old time photo's got to be real easy to fake or to distort.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you.
Yep.
Captain says in the chat, if you look closely
All
at
right.
the U-boat, you can see Indiana Jones hanging off the side.
Nah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, subscribe to John's Lone Box if you haven't. He's a incredible interviewer, has great content over there. And he's a good bud. Good bud. I did notice that when they stretched the photo, trying to say that the photo was stretched, it distorted the men on the U-boat.
Right, that's what I was looking
And
for.
so, I don't know if I entirely agree with the. Yeah, I'm not sure I entirely agree with that. The photo is stretched, and especially since it's a static photo, it's not like computer generated. You can tell from the newsprint that. I have to say that one's pretty compelling to me. Outside of the shark biting one, that one.
Are they basing?
If you look at the U-boat in perspective to the shark, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you look at the U-boat in the perspective of the shark in the background, it would be longer than what they're saying it could be, because if they're basing it on the U-boat, supposedly this creature is well behind it by several, yards. So it's going to make it look smaller versus the U-boat.
Yeah.
So it actually could be longer in theory.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. 64 feet is definitely that's a big shark.
Yeah, it is.
That's a really big shark.
Yes, it is.
All right.
You know, a
Okay.
wee bit
Let's
big.
move on to number 8. So, yeah. I don't want to run into a 64-foot shark. Okay, from dorsal to tail. I don't want to run into that. Anyway, here you go.
Number 8. The Google image. Ever since Google Maps was launched, a lot of people have been finding strange things on there. Some are easily explainable, like glitches on the photo or misidentifying certain things or animals to be something totally different. An example is one recent viral photo, which many thought to be the proof of the Kraken, which turned out to be, well, just a rock. The image reportedly shows a Google Map image in the Bahamas. In it, you can clearly see the silhouette of an extremely large fish. Could it be a whale shark, the only living animal that could even remotely match what's on the photo? Yeah, it could be. But if you see the photo, there's something a bit off with the shape for it to be a whale shark. Of course, it is a bit premature to declare this to be a Megalodn, but what are the other possibilities barring the whale and bass?
Again, was Rosie O'Donnell in Mexico at this time?
All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, a whale shark is kind of has a blunt head to it, and that particular one had a triangular shape of a more predatory shark.
Cool, like a cool one. Yeah,
so
almost cool.
What do you think would debunk that pitch?
It could be a rock formation, like you know what I mean, like. Just because I want these things to be real, I'm of the opinion that we gotta slice away everything, you know,
we're just
Sherlock Holmes. I'm trying to think what else could it be? It could be a rock formation, you know, but man, it looks like a shark, you know, but it's that close, and I forget where he said it was. Nobody spotted it. There's no boats. Like the water looked pretty clean. Nobody could have spotted it at the time. Like I assume they have a time and a date for the Google.
Yeah.
You know, when Google took that picture. And aren't sharks territorial? Could they take pictures around that time again? You know, if what we know about sharks is real.
That's possible. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's a Megalodon, I doubt any shark is going to claim back territory. So
true.
No.
And we're assuming that Megalodons, and we're assuming that they behave like known sharks. Maybe that's one of the reasons that we don't see them is they have unexplained behavior.
Yeah,
that's true enough.
Right. That's true. That's entirely true. Good point. Very good point. Let's see. Got a couple comments over here. All right. Largest great white was 20 foot and 2 tons. If that thing was real, it'd be over 3 times as big and over 6 tons. Yep. That's a possibility. I want Millie Alcock's Supergirl to be real. You can fix her. You can fix her. I know you can. Anyway.
One thing I would like to say is that in some of the videos that I've watched, because I watched some videos earlier today, science seems convinced. Science seems convinced to kind of just write them off. You know, that's a thing I seem to have noticed is that they just kind of want to, they're extinct. But if there's one thing that we've discovered across doing these things, these videos, is that there are some creatures that are undiscovered or have been rediscovered. And some creatures that, you know, that were around during the dinosaurs, that sort of era, that are still around now, but they're just smaller. And they're just in different places from where they were. So it's entirely possible that there are megalodons out there. They might not be as big and they might not be in the same places that you would have thought. And as John said, they might not exhibit the same sort of behavior that typical sharks do. So it's entirely possible they're out there.
Oh yeah,
that's possible. Got 2 more to go. Let me check this out right here. All right.
Number 9. Unusually young teeth. Still yet another sighting. I promise we're going to get into those in a bit, but there's also something pretty compelling here. This story has something to do with the British ship HMS Challenger, a former small warship that was converted into the first dedicated oceanographic ship with its own laboratories, microscopes, and other scientific equipment on board. Its job was to explore the oceans and discover new animals that have never been previously discovered, mostly by dredging the bottom of the ocean and see what they can drag up. While it was dredging a seabed near Tahiti in 1875, it pulled up a pair of Megalodn teeth. Over the years, dating of the teeth has produced mixed results. Some dates fall to the 10,000 to 15,000 year old range, and that's a far cry from 1.5 million years ago, when Megalodon supposedly went extinct. If the dating is accurate, Megalodons have survived to a far later time than previously thought. And if they made it to as late as 10,000 years ago, who's to say they aren't roaming the oceans today?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Do know,
There you go.
you know, supposedly extinct creatures have been around. Like at the time of the Roman Empire, there was still mammoths or mastodons. I forget which one on I forget which islands they were. You know, dodo birds were around.
Yeah.
In Babylon, supposedly they had the Great Sarush, which, you know, is Babylonian for dragon. You know, people say it was maybe monitored. You know what I mean? But a lot of these creatures that we thought were extinct, there's evidence that they're still around. Now, I think, like dragons that existed human time, I don't know about that, but the ocean is really unexplored and difficult. Like they still haven't really explored Loch Ness. You know, like I don't know, maybe they have, but like every square inch, because they've been looking for that Loch Ness monster, and it's deeper than whatever. I don't know. The ocean is rough. So
a very small percentage of the Earth's oceans have been explored or even attempted to be looked at. Really, a very small amount. Mostly coastal areas.
I think they said 5%, maybe. That 5%
it's a very small percentage. I mean, I think the one place that's really been neglected is that space between Antarctica and India. That whole region there has, you know, who knows what the hell is swimming around in that water. But yeah, I mean, anything's possible.
Right.
Like John was saying, that these depictions of other creatures through history, like in Rome, they discovered, I believe it was some either pottery or some kind of a mural, wall relief or something that they discovered, and it had depictions of tigers, but instead of the tigers being the regular color that we know, the dark color was green. The color green, almost like Cringer from He-Man. Seriously, and it was the pigment that they used. So who knows?
Yeah, Cringer.
You know? Yeah. But anyway,
well, I got one more to go. Okay. Let me play this one right quick.
That's going to be the other alternative.
Oops. Oops.
Finally, some video proof of Rosie O'Donnell's whereabouts.
Yes.
There you
Her and her big mouth.
There you go. That's
pretty. Don't insult. Not
That's
insult.
pretty
Meg
impressive
like
right
that.
there.
Don't insult old Meg like that. That's terrible.
I rest my case.
Rosie or so.
It's either Rosie or Gorlock the Destroyer.
I rest my case. I rest my case. All right. Let me play the actual one. Let me.
Oh, I looked it up. It says it says as of
Go ahead.
2017, only about 19% of the ocean has been explored.
Yeah, that's still small. Yeah,
that's still a lot of room
very
for
small.
19.
Very small percentage.
on the
Yeah.
hide.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. New Zealand, we had the giant mole bird until a few centuries ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
MH370. I'm not sure what that is. Any idea?
That's that plane that vanished. Malaysian flight 370.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what that is.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, we need to go over that one. We need to talk about that one. Well, the Hercules gene, or the gene that makes a megafauna, can double its normal size and weight of a creature. It can also give them other anomalies, though. I guess gigantism it's a good example of that. Some things are just big, bigger. Anyway, okay, so I got one more to go. Let me play that one, the real one. Let me play the real one. Here we go.
Number 10. An unverified attack. Let's start things off not with an actual sighting, but with the possible outcome of a close encounter with a megalodon. A few years ago, a photo surfaced on the internet showing a beached whale. While seeing a beached whale is already strange and sad in it,
You're muted, buddy.
Number 1. The Great Barrier Reef sighting. The Great Barrier Reef is one of the world's largest marine habitats, serving as home to millions of fishes and other sea creatures. Although most of it is readily accessible, scientists believe that they still have much to learn about the reef. In fact, there still may be a lot of unknown species left to be discovered. In line with that, the Great Barrier Reef may also be the perfect hiding place for a species long thought extinct. In the 1960s, along the outer edges of Australia's Great Barrier Reef, an 85-foot ship experienced engine trouble, which forced them to weigh anchor for repairs. Although the men subsequently refused to openly report what they had seen for fear of public ridicule, the captain and his crew later told friends of sighting of an immense shark as it moved slowly past their ship. Whitish in color, they were awed by its size. It was as long, if not longer, than their boat.
Just more proof that I'm never going snorkeling near the Great Barrier Reef.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't even think I'm going
Bad
near
stuff
Australia.
seems to happen.
Yeah, Australia, everything there can kill you. It's like, hey, look at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this little kitten. Oh, the kittens are poisonous here in Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like Michael Bancroft keeps posting these videos of these spiders that you could probably put a saddle on and ride.
Yeah.
So, oh, look at this cute thing. I just opened the door and here it is. It's like, burn it with fire. Burn
Yes,
it
get
with
the flamethrower. Get the flamethrower out.
Yeah, people don't realize Starship
Alrighty.
Troopers Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's just that's what she said. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Starship Troopers. That's just like exterminating critters in backwoods of or outback of Australia.
We got to make that meme of Michael
anyway,
Bancroft.
So, I as always, we try to give a balanced view here, and so
don't forget to vote in our polls.
So this is kind of the countermanding view of everything we've seen so far. Hopefully this one will go ahead.
Yeah, everybody needs to vote in the poll either on Bunny's channel or on my channel, whichever one you're watching that has the poll on it. I have a poll, so please participate. So far, I got 2 people who participated in my poll. So please, while we can, participate in the poll.
Yeah, we would.
Please. Pretty please.
There you go. All right. So before you vote, we got one last video to play. Hopefully this one won't get me struck. I didn't have time to run it through the system. I don't think it will, but we'll find out.
Oh yeah.
But this is a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer. But if we go down, those on YouTube, just give it about a minute, and we'll be right back. So
hopefully it won't go down.
Anyway, let me play it. Here you go.
By far and away, the most common argument you'll see for Megalodon survival is we've only explored 5% of the oceans. Whilst that may be true, thanks to science, we don't really need to explore all that much to know that a giant whale-killing shark isn't in there. Megalodon was an apex predator, and if they were still out there, orcas and great white sharks would never have taken up their mantle. It's also no coincidence that from around the same time Megalodon went extinct, the size of whales exploded. In the absence of large predators like Megalodon, whales in the Pleistocene were twice the size of those in the Pliocene, hence the appearance of the blue whale. But I've saved the best theory for last, don't you worry, I hadn't forgotten. What if the Megalodon is just hiding in the Mariana Trench? Love this. A theory popularised, of course, by Jason Statham's film, The Meg. That story was actually based on the fact that Megalodon teeth were discovered near the trench by the HMS Challenger in 1873, and were considered new because they were unusually white, dated to between 24,000 and 11,000 years old. The reality, though, is much different. Instead, it's likely the fresh, pearly whites were just uniquely well preserved by a thick mineral crust of manganese dioxide that significantly reduced the decomposition rate. Megalodon teeth? Absolutely. Recent? No way. There are other issues too. If we've learned nothing else from this video, it's that Megalodon likes to eat, and eat a lot. We made a video on the Mariana Trench, please do check it out on the channel, and we showed exactly what is there, and the reality is there's not loads. Certainly not enough food to sufficiently feed a 24-metre megashark. Incidentally, snailfishes are the deepest dwelling fishes, but we don't find them until much deeper than 8,000 metres. Quite possibly for the same reason. There just isn't enough to eat, and they're only 20 centimetres long. So there we have it, our journey back in time to the true land of the giants, and one of the most gloriously monstrous beings ever to exist comes to an almost anticlimactic end. Something so mysterious and so powerful feels like it deserves to bow out amongst fireworks and explosions. But instead, the reality is rather meek. Despite that, it doesn't make the Megalodon any less intriguing. It seems fitting that something so elusive was able to keep a 19-million-year-old secret. And that leaves me feeling very satisfied indeed, actually. Yes, Megalodon is most definitely extinct, but its mystery still lives on. There's just one way to know for certain what Megalodon was. And like any good murder mystery cliffhanger, they've still never found a body. So, until then, giant lemon shark it is. Let me know you've got this far in the video by leaving a lemon emoji in the comments as a tribute to Megalodon's lemon shark makeover. And I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, all of the debunk videos that I watched, they first of all, they point that only that's the only one I found that points out the truth is that they literally do not have a Megalodon body. They literally do not have a skeleton. All they have are the teeth and the possible, they created the jaws from that the teeth, the size of the teeth, and so that's all they've got of Megalodons are the teeth. Okay?
Yeah.
And those were the ones that were collected by the Challenger back in 1870 something, I think. But that's all they have to prove that the Megalodon even existed. And And so, if you believe all this stuff about the fossil record and all that stuff like that, everything that they speculate about the megalodon is based on those teeth they discovered.
Right.
All the speculation about the size, that they know the size of it from the teeth, but they do not know anything else about the megalodon. So everybody that says it is extinct, they say for 4 different reasons. Okay. There you go. Gotcha. Well, looks like they're died fighting a shark. Yeah. That's another part of the legend. Yeah. Okay. So every debunked video says, okay, first of all, there's not enough food in the sea for a megalodon to exist. But at the same time, they're talking about how huge the sea is. And that particular video, you see the arrogance of them saying that, oh, it can't possibly be down there because there's nothing else down there, except they have never been to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Okay, that's the reality. We have never been to the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
That and the fact that only
It's
19% of the
down.
world's ocean has been explored.
And so to say that there's nothing else down there, it's just the height of arrogance to me. But you see this all the time when they're talking about these fossils. They'll see like a jawbone or some kind of like skeletal remains, and they will create a whole entire speculation on the creature, and they will like basically preach it like gospel.
Yeah.
That this creature is like millions and millions and millions and millions of years old,
It exists,
and they think the megalodon.
Saying it exists and saying it doesn't exist, both of them are arguments for ignorance. You got to have, you want to make a claim, you got to have proof, and great claims require great proof. That's the standard that I judge everything by. So the example that I always remember, I forget the scientist's name, but in the 50s, he started studying. He was a Russian scientist. He studied Venus, and all he saw was Venus was cloud covered. So he's like, oh, Venus has clouds, therefore moisture, therefore life. So much moisture, gigantic life. His conclusion was nothing. I mean, his observation was nothing. His conclusion was dinosaurs. And I think a lot of people jump to that. I don't know how the pyramids were built, so therefore it was space aliens. You know what I mean? Things like that. Now, I don't think a giant shark in this giant ocean is a fantastic claim. I mean, right now we have the blue whale, which is the greatest, the biggest organism in the history of the planet alive right now. And we don't know the exact amount of them. We estimate the amount of them. I mean, why not a shark? Who says there's not enough food? You know,
yeah, because again, you know, if with only 19% of the world's oceans have actually been explored by man, you know, you've got 81 freaking % of the oceans. Who the hell knows is down there? I mean, there could be anything.
Right. Yeah. And
right.
I've heard estimates that there's more species that we don't know about than species that we do know about. And I concede that those are probably tiny, you know, microscopic, small little plants, small little fish or something like that, insects or whatever. But I don't. Oh, I scared them away. I guess megalodons are scary. But I do think out of all of the cryptids, out of all of the there's no definitive proof. And it's hard to prove a negative, but I think this is the one I kind of lean towards. It could exist more than anything else, like you know, Bigfoot and everything. And I do know that there is a megalodon that can speak to dolphins. If you want to show my picture, I have.
Yes, a megalodon.
Oh.
There's a megalodon. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Megalodon over here. He could speak to dolphins.
Great movie that was. Yeah, Don Dodds.
But you know, I don't know. I just feel out of all of them, I again, absence of proof is not proof of absence or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, I until it exists,
Right.
like I want there to be space aliens. I don't think there's definitive proof, but this one lingers in my mind that this, out of all of the cryptids, to me, this is the one that's the most likely. That's about as far as I'll go on this one. Why not? Blue whales are gigantic. Just
Gotcha.
if you were,
All right.
a Roman and you saw a blue whale, you would think it was the biblical end of the world.
Well, and you also have to understand too what happened. How many years ago was it?
Yeah,
they pulled up something that was supposed to have been extinct. It's still in the fossil record. That was a coelacanth.
Yeah,
they pulled that sucker up alive. You know, so and now, and guess what? They've even got it on video now underwater. They've seen them swimming around. You know, so
and and who knows? There could be only 4 megalodons in the whole ocean. You know, when we say they exist, there's not pods of them. You know what I mean? This is like super apex predator. So,
you
know, it could be the most rarest of all creatures ever. And for what, you know, and I bet you, you know, they say that the sonar is being, that the whale sonar is being interrupted by all these gigantic sea ships. And it's getting harder for them to locate each other. Maybe the same thing is happening with megalodons, you know, and they're getting rarer and rarer and rarer. Or because of this interference, they're staying down lower and lower.
Right.
I don't know. Only the sick ones come to the surface.
Yeah.
Cthulhu. There you go.
Yeah.
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 Okay. If I could, Chilean Atlantis for all we know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
I
next to the
totally agree with
Kraken.
that. Proving a negative, and the fact that the more somebody, declares that this is extinct, this is absolutely extinct. There's no way that this is existing today, and you get the reasoning. The reasoning is always like based on assumptions that really have less fact behind them than the proof that they're debunking. You know, and I see this all the time, especially with evolutionary theorists, that the Earth is like millions and millions of years old or whatever, and it's all based on the carbon-14. The tooth, they're debunking that because these the test that they made is like not as accurate as a carbon-14 test, but it's like okay, so the manganese test, which is used very accurate on geological formations, the manganese test is very accurate for determining the age of that. But the manganese test is like saying that these teeth are 10,000 years old, which I don't believe that either. But the fact is when you find all these dinosaur bones and stuff, you find them on the same strata as like human bones, or you find them on the same strata as like other things that they say are millions of years apart. And yet their solution is that, there's some big kind of catastrophe that happened that put them all together on the same layer. But that doesn't mean we're wrong. It's like, well, when you make a theory and the theory doesn't meet the facts, then i.e. you need a new theory. And yet over and over again, I see them saying, okay, this is a fact. And it's like, but is it though? You're declaring something like, okay, first of all, the megalodon eats this amount of food. It needs this amount of food to exist. And the ocean doesn't supply that amount of food.
See, I don't buy that.
Who says that?
I don't buy that. That was just a statement without any proof. Second off, maybe it exists in cold, freezing waters and it has a slow metabolism, like that Greenland shark that lives underneath the glaciers. The thing goes months without eating because
Right.
because of the freezing water. I don't know. I'm a stupid person who reads comic books all day. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking of this kind of stuff. But
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's my nature is to argue with everything. Doesn't matter what it is. And let's face it, since COVID, I don't believe in shit anymore.
There you go. There you go.
My newest conspiracy. I don't think Scotland really exists. You got to.
Oh shit! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
All right, they be fighting words.
This imaginary country that's in the darkness.
What was you going to say, Cruel?
What was like? Oh yes, I was going to say.
What was you going to say, Cruel? Yeah.
The theory always is, like I said, I watched a couple of videos today, that the Megalodon's natural food items moved as the waters were cooling, and it's a coastal predator. It's used to warmer waters, and everything just buggered off, and the food died out, and it eventually died out. But I don't necessarily buy that either, because there's a lot of ocean out there, and there's a lot of ocean as Wookiee, and as we all know, has yet to be explored. So that's a bit hasty. It's just saying, yeah, it doesn't exist. It's many creatures have got slow metabolism, as John said. I think crocodiles can go with months without eating food again. So it's entirely possible that they've evolved over time to adapt and to survive.
Yeah. Why do they believe in evolution? Why do they believe in evolution unless it messes with the fossil record?
Yeah,
Kick John from the stream.
Yeah, you go.
Got another Scotlander. Got another Scotlander there.
Yes.
Okay, he doesn't
offended. You've offended the brethren.
Yes.
Anyway,
watch out. We'll have a rebellion here soon.
All right. Okay, let's go around the horn right quick. There you go. So there you go. Yeah. In the mouth of two witnesses, something is proven. That's ancient English law. So you got two witnesses. There you go. Anyway. Okay. So Andy, we're talking about megalodons, not Scotland, but megalodons. I'm going to say that I think I think they exist somewhere. I think megalodons exist somewhere. I just maybe the facts aren't like huge or humongous, but I can't get over the fact that something ate that whale. Something bit the back off of that whale. And that thing is 70 foot long. What can bite off the back of the tail off of
absolutely.
a 70 foot long blue whale? So that's I'm gonna say confirmed. For me, it's confirmed. All righty. What do you think, John? What do you think?
There's not enough compelling evidence to say confirmed. I will say that this is the one I believe in the most. This is the one, like, to me, that could be the most, but there's still not proof. So but it's not debunked either, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, they didn't prove it doesn't exist, but
so you're in the
middle. You're in the middle on it.
I think this could exist, and like, could that whale have hit a giant propeller on a cruise ship or something? Do you think? Like, I'm trying to think of other things to explain that whale's wounds.
Yeah. There's not much that could do that to a whale.
No.
Just not. What are you thinking, Cruel?
Well, I mean, I would love to just come out and say yes, it's true, but again, it's hard to get proof of their existence, because all we've got to go on is the teeth, because that's the only things that are left with these creatures, because most of their skeletons, they don't have skeletons, it's all cartilage, that just goes. So for me, I'm in the middle, but
Yeah.
edging towards more of a possibility, because there's just that much we don't know, and the ocean's barely been explored. So how can you just outright refute it? But I'll just go with in the middle for the time being until more truth is discovered.
So 2 in the middles, 1 confirmed. What do you think of Wookie?
Well, I look at it like this: for decades, the giant squid has been speculated. They didn't have any evidence, just marks on the sperm whales and stuff, until they actually photographed it.
Right.
Some Japanese researchers actually photographed it or videoed it, the actual giant squid, measured it and everything on video. So I think there's something out there. It's definitely not debunked, but it would be nice to have further, like, tangible physical evidence. Yeah, biting a freaking whale like that in half, literally with one bite, that's pretty big. Whatever the hell you are, you got to be bigger than that. That's the thing. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if the only quote unquote teeth they have were picked up from that expedition, and they claim that they're so many millions of years old, you just need something. I want to believe in it.
Right.
I mean, I do. I'm kind of like John. There's you're leaning toward that way, but until we actually have something more tangible, I have to say I'm in the middle on it, honestly.
Okay. So we've got 3 in the middle, 1 confirmed. Let me check my polls. Right, quick.
We're gonna shut down your poll.
See. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down.
All right, I'm shutting mine down.
Alrighty. Okay, I got 7 votes.
Oh.
We got 2 for in the middle, 3 for confirmed. So that's 5 for in the middle now. 3 for confirmed. And 4 for confirmed. So 5 in the middle, 4 for confirmed, and 1 debunked. So all right, ending the poll on that one. So let me take a look at my other poll. And no votes on the other poll. Okay.
I got one of each. Buddy, I got 1 for each one.
Okay.
Right.
All righty.
Wow.
So that would be 6 for confirmed and 6 for in the middle and 5 for confirmed and 1 for debunked. Or 2 for debunked. Okay. So looks like in the middle has it. Everybody agree?
Yeah. That's
Looks
2
like
weeks
it,
in a row, or 2 shows in a row. We've been in the middle.
All right.
Well done.
I know. So there you go.
I don't think they could ever prove that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like you said, they thought the giant squid didn't exist, and then they find out that it lived by Antarctica where it's cold. I bet you there's a lot of colossal creatures under the ice in the Arctic, under the Arctic cap.
Yeah.
You tell me that that's explored, under the ice shelves in Antarctica. There's probably gigantic stuff down there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, didn't they find?
Yeah, we had when we were talking about what's behind the Arctic wall.
Arby's.
Arby's.
There you go.
You have the meats.
There you go. There you go.
You did it on the one already? I missed it.
Yeah. You couldn't be. You weren't available that night. We did Beyond the Arctic Wall. I think we did is there something beyond the Arctic wall? I think was the question, and I think we went with confirmed that there's something beyond there. That it's that. Well, yeah, I believe we thought that maybe the leaders are forming something like an arc behind the Arctic wall, and for when everything goes to crap, they're going to be safe and they're nice little land or like bunker that they built over there. But either way, it's mostly speculation. But I think that one was a confirmed.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. Got a few. Yeah. I have to go back later and check it out. Got a few comments over here. Let's see. Got a few. Let me find out where it's at. Right. Okay. Okay. So after we got this one here, I've been to Scotland. I'm another witness, mind you. 1970s is a long time ago. So okay, that's three witnesses that Scotland
here,
actually
Captain.
exists.
It's still here.
Scotland has Meg's long dongs. That's why we need to wear kilts. Okay. That's a little bit oversharing there, but thank you. Yeah, I did not need that image. Anyway. All right, the Great Pyramid was built in Scotland. Evidence: deep-fried Mars bars in the Queen's chamber.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Mega, thanks. Autocorrect. Okay.
Cool. Is that true? The Scots
There you
do
go.
fry everything?
I guess so. I mean, I've had a Mars bar once, right? I had a Mars bar once.
I'd like to try
It
a
would not
deep-fried
surprise me.
Twinkie.
A normal great white can get up to 40 foot. Twinkies, oh gosh. Let's not even go there. Would not surprise me. A normal great white can get up to 40 foot with meditation. We have mega fish in the water already, so the Meg seems likely. Do not want to meet it either way. No. I think we all can agree that if the Meg does exist, we do not want to meet it.
Probably not.
I think that's
no.
pretty confirmed. Yeah.
No.
So, all right. I still have never had one, but one day I think a deep fried Mars bar. You're not missing anything special. Okay. Just having a cuisine argument over here. I've eaten out in Australia, if that's enough about okay. Yeah. All righty. On that note, I think we should probably end before
Probably
we
tasted
degenerate
pretty
too
bitter,
much
I'm
further.
sure.
Yeah, most Karens do.
Anyway.
Anyway. Okay, moving on. So, all right, gentlemen. So, any speculations as to a topic for week after next? Be a good one?
don't know.
I have a
Don't know.
conspiracy.
All
Is
right.
King Charles a Muslim?
Yes.
Well, I think there's some
Someone said he
proof
was
there.
a Satanist.
Same thing.
Oh,
At least he's a traitor. He's definitely a traitor. I don't know about
Well,
Muslim though.
Once you
but anyway.
realize that Muhammad
we'll
and
just-
Baphomet are the same being, then yes, they are.
There you go.
heard
Yeah.
that. I've heard about that. Yes. I've heard about
Oh,
that. I
let's
don't
get
know myself.
There you go.
controversial,
There you go.
Bunny.
Controversial.
Look at the cosmic car. You wander across the Arctic, it's binding cold. You see a distant sign, and we have the meats. No, we are not going to try to determine if there's an Arby's in at the North Pole.
Why not?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Okay,
Gartham's
so
gotta
Captain
eat
Divinity
too.
is already definitively decided for us.
Well, that's it.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Okay. We'll come up with some topics and we'll advertise them when we get closer. But right now we don't have any. We will figure some out. I had one that was like stuck in my head all day and it just flew out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Charlie has gone full Admiral Akbar. Okay. Except instead of bulgy eyes, he's got bulgy ears. But anyway, I honestly think Beth stayed alive because she knew that jackass was going to take her country down a dark rail, and she wanted him to be older.
Is that not an insult to Admiral Akbar though?
Oh God!
And I think they killed Diana because she.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Oh
it
That
really is.
was definitely a hit. There was no question about that.
Definitely was. It's alleged.
Yeah.
It's alleged that
it was
alleged. It's alleged that she witnessed
the Uncanny Valley theory. I'm not sure about that one. You'll have to fill me in on that one.
That there must have been something in the past that resembled humans, but were alien enough for us to have evolved this response. That's the.
Okay.
Like
okay. All right. How about is AI the end of humanity?
God.
How about yes?
Okay.
I don't know.
So we've got like several. We've got. All right. Well, all right. We will just have some private discussions, and we'll let you guys know week after next when we come back with the cryptids and conspiracies. We may have a cryptid, we may have a conspiracy. We haven't determined that yet. But we're going to have some fun.
We can have both. We can talk about Rosie
see
O'Donnell.
The fruit of our labor.
There you go.
Wow. I'd really rather not. To be honest. I really would rather not.
I heard that she has the uncanny.
I just asked Grok. I just asked Grok. All right, she said, "No, humanity is fine. Go back to sleep, Captain."
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay, so we will we'll just come up with it for next time. But thank you all for coming. Thank you to the best panel and on on the net right now.
Yep.
And we will see you guys week after next. And
have a happy Easter,
happy
everybody.
Easter to everybody.
Happy Easter,
he is
everybody.
risen. He is risen indeed. See you tomorrow. Everybody but John. But we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Still working on John.
Well, what's going
John's
on?
not quite there yet. But anyway.
What's going on tomorrow?
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Follow,
Bye, everybody.
follow
Everybody,
White
have
Rabbit
a good
on
one.
my channel and
See you, chat.
follow Wookie and follow John and don't follow Cruel because Cruel's got rid of his.
He's
stuff,
on X.
So,
I don't do
Follow
hee-haw.
He's on X.
All right. Follow him on X. There you go. All right. And Facebook. All right. Later, everybody.